Joining us right now is the man who planted the flag, dotted the O, if you will, Baker Mayfield here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Baker?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So let's start with the flag, okay? I'm sure you figured that was coming. So let's start with the flag. Why did you do it at the time?
Obviously very excited. It was a big win for us. We knew it was, obviously had last year on our minds, first of all, but then, just the implications on the rest of our season and, what it stands for, considering playoffs and down the road. It was a big win. So it was an emotional one for me, and I was just, celebrating with the guys and having fun.
Well, I mean, just so you know this, I know some diehard Oklahoma fans who flat out loved it. I mean, they absolutely loved it, that it was showing some brass, and not brass that was unearned, earned brass. And I'm wondering if that was part of what you were going through at that moment, not just about the loss to Ohio State, but about, your coach having departed and this program needing a win like that.
Oh, I think it was important for this program on many different reasons, but at the same time, it was, like you said, it was well earned, and we worked very hard during the week. I think we had a great practice week, preparation. We were very focused, and so it was kind of like, that feeling of it's all been worth it, that whole week, everything that you've gone through. So it was very enjoyable.
So why apologize for it, Baker?
There's, I caught a lot of flack for it. I wouldn't necessarily, if I went back in time, I wouldn't necessarily go back and, do it any differently. It was what it was. It happened. It was an emotional, and I think we deserved it. We deserved to celebrate in every bit of it. But there's a lot of sensitive people in this world, in this day and age. So, I'm going to offend a lot of people. It's just, the nature of being in the position I'm in. So, gotta, try and stay a little bit level-headed and enjoy the win, but at the same time not take too many people off. So I think I actually caught more flack from Oklahoma fans after I apologized than people in Ohio before.
Yeah. See, they don't want you to take it back, Baker. They don't want you to take it back. There are no backsies when you plant a flag in the middle of the horseshoe.
It wasn't meant to be disrespectful directly towards Ohio State. So no, I wouldn't take it back, but it was meant to be, just for our team and a statement for us.
So are you that type of player, if you ever play chess, that you keep your finger on the piece after you make the move, and it's not official until you take the finger off the piece? Is that?
Oh, absolutely. That's a complete rule, and you got to stare them down to make sure, just to see the reaction.
So is your finger still on the flag? Is what I'm saying, Baker. Right now, as you and I are talking, a few days later, your finger's still on the flag. You haven't removed it just yet.
Oh, it's still on the flag, and I still think we have a couple moves to make throughout the season.
Baker Mayfield joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. What did you see, however, against that Ohio State defense that you were able to exploit? A defense that, has a stout front seven to the point where Greg Schiano, the current defensive coordinator, said it's the best defensive line he's ever coached, which ruffled some feathers back at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers locker room, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I don't think our boy Gerald McCoy took that one too hot. But it's a great defense, don't get me wrong, but we have a great offense. And so, not to discredit them, but I think we're just a very good team, and we're confident and we believe in ourselves right now. So, and we have every right to do so. I think we've had a lot of guys with experience and a lot of guys that have been through a lot in this program, played a lot of ball. But we believed in doing our job, and Coach Riley and the offensive staff, they put in a great game plan for us, and we just went out there and did what they had coached us up all week to do.
How did you hear about Bob Stoops leaving, Baker?
From some friends back home. They were going to tell us that day, a little bit later in the day. They had a team meeting called, and they were going to announce it, but it just leaked to the media a little bit earlier than that. And so I had friends from back home calling me and asking me what was going on, and quite frankly, I didn't know what the truth was until I had gotten up here to the football facilities.
And so how did you take the news then?
It was shocking. I definitely thought I'd finish out my career here with Coach Stoops. He's growing up as an OU fan, he was all I ever knew with Oklahoma football. But so it was shocking. at the same time, he talking to him and hearing his explanation, he just felt like it was the right time, and he had the team and he had the same staff that would be able to take over and not let the program slip. And he's exactly right. I mean, Coach Riley's the best coach in the country, and I think that he left it in great hands, and there's no doubt about it.
Is there any difference with Coach Riley that you can point to? And no disrespect to Coach Stoops, but obviously Coach Riley's his own man and a different man and a different maybe culture, different approach. I'm wondering if there is any.
I mean, I wouldn't say there's some huge difference, but it's definitely, people feel the energy that he brings to the program and that fire and the passion, and I think that's why people have compared him to when they first hired Coach Stoops here, and he had a lot of juice and a lot of energy ready to go out there and compete. And so I think it's similar in that way.
Mm-hmm. Baker Mayfield joining me here for a few more minutes here on the Rich Eisen Show. A lot of folks think that you might be seeing Oklahoma State twice this year. What do you think? I know you got a one game at a time mentality, and I know whenever I ask a football question about something down the road, so I'm front-loading to not get the cliche, but it looks like Oklahoma State and you guys might play one another twice. What do you think, Baker?
Whoever we play twice, they can get it. It doesn't matter. Right now, it's just about taking, like you said, 1 week at a time, but it won't matter. We're going to treat everybody the same, and we'll see who it is. And I have the confidence in our team that we'll get to that point. So, obviously, there's a lot of ball to play left, We have to take care of it to get to that point, but it won't matter who we're playing then.
And do you like the fact that there's a championship game in this conference?
I love it. I think it'll be another showcase for us to show what we're about on a national, stage for the committee down the road. Like I said, we got to take care of business before that, but I think it hurt our chances a couple of years ago. I think with TCU and Baylor, that first year of the playoff, it hurt them not being able to have a championship game to maybe get a spot in the playoff. But it'll be good for us now.
Who was your quarterback growing up? Who was the guy that you admired and you maybe modeled your game after, Baker Mayfield?
Brett Favre.
You did not stutter there, I noticed.
No, not at all.
Why? What'd you like about him?
He just brings a lot of energy to the game. He's a winner and he's a competitor. You enjoy watching him. He has fun with it. He's always the first guy down there to celebrate, and he's always making a joke and keeping it light. But at the same time, he flips the switch on and turns it on. Have
you spoken to him, chatted with him at all?
I have not. My brother's met him, so he kind of holds that over my head.
What do you mean your brother's met him?
My brother went to high school with Mike McCarthy's daughter, so they've been friends, and he went up to a couple Green Bay games a few years ago and watched him play. But so he met him when he was up in Green Bay, but I'll hopefully get to meet him someday.
Is this something you'd like me to make happen, Baker Mayfield? I can make this happen.
I would thoroughly enjoy that.
Okay, so here's the scoop. You and Brett Favre are going to get on the phone. What we're gonna do is get your number either when you hang up or from the SID there, and you and Brett Favre. It would be my honor to hook you two guys up. You could chat it out, and then you just got to let me know a little bit of what you guys talk about. That's all. Just figure it out.
Okay. I would enjoy that. I'll let you know.
I don't believe that's a violation. Is that a violation? Do you think? I don't think
a conversation.
So.
No.
Yeah, you're just giving him a phone number.
Do you think Brett Favre would have planted that flag, Baker Mayfield, in the middle of the horseshoe?
I don't know if he would have. He might have, but I think he'd have enjoyed it just as much as I did.
Well, you're going to get a chance to ask him. I'm going to make that happen. And last one for you. Were you planting that flag for the Big 12 as well? There's 4 teams in the Big 12 in the top 20. And
no, I'll just stop you there. No, just for Oklahoma.
Okay. There is an I in Mayfield. Man, I love it. Baker, I really love the way you play. Mariucci was on the show yesterday. He said that you've got the skill set of an NFL quarterback 1,000%. So I do believe I will be seeing you at the next level shortly. But in the meantime, I'll enjoy watching what you're doing.
I appreciate that.
You got it. Baker Mayfield, who's going to be chatting with Brett Favre. I'm going to make that happen. I'm a man of my word. I spent the commercial break texting number 4 himself, saying, ready? Would you like me to give the exchange?
I would.
Hey, Brett, just had Baker Mayfield on the show and says you were his guy/idol growing up. I asked if you've ever met, and he said no. I asked if he wanted to connect, and he emphatically said yes. Would you be up for connecting with him? Let me know. Best of Deanna R. And then I will hold up my phone to the camera. If you want to get that, Pritchett, get in there. I will say, can you see what it says? Of course, he responded. I like the way he plays. Baker Mayfield. We're going to make this happen. Number 4. I love it. He likes the way he plays. Wonder what he liked about the flag planting. You love the fact that he's kind of still like a chess piece. His finger's still on it.
Yeah.
He hasn't removed the piece yet. The move still takes place.
A lot of sensitive people out there.
Hey, you make that chess move, it doesn't count until he takes the finger off, no matter what you say. You make that move and you're like looking around. What does it mean? What does it mean? It says there's a lot of sensitive people in the world. Although he said he got more grief from Oklahoma fans for taking it back than he did from Ohio State fans.
That's what I'm saying.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that, please download our app. There's lots of fun things there other than just more of the videos you just saw. You can call us from the app. You can email us from the app. Just download it. Trust me, you'll enjoy it.